to Girona, Spain. I took a day trip here from Barcelona, and I took it from the Sants Estación, or the Sants Station, and it was a 38-minute train ride. So now that I'm here, I'm actually going to be doing a few cool things, just walking around and seeing some of the Game of Thrones sites, because that's where Game of Thrones is kind of popular here, from the city of Bravos and Game of Thrones. So if you're a huge Game of Thrones fan, it's one of those popular things to come and see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna check out the old town, maybe walk around the wall or something like that. But anyways, let's get into today and let's go check it out. So I didn't do too much research before actually coming here to Girona, but I've walked through the old town a little bit so far, and so far it's been amazing. It's a very Spanish town. It's definitely a lot more Spanish than what you would assume Barcelona to look like. Yeah, I'm gonna go over the bridge now, maybe see the cathedral first, but I might actually just go and get some food before anything, because I haven't eaten anything today, like at all. So I'm gonna go to a place called B12 Bar Vegano. So it's vegan bar with some Mediterranean food and maybe some beer or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out first. So the Little Red Steel footbridge connects the city on both sides, and it's super cute and beautiful. And now I'm actually walking down La Rambla of Girona, so I'll be getting to the food place soon, get some good vegan food. So I just finished eating lunch at this place called B12 Vegan Bar. I was gonna go to another place first, but then that one actually was closed. So then I went to this place. It was a super nice bar. It had a full menu of the day, and it was only €12.50, and you got like a starter, a main, a dessert, and also like a drink, which you could either get wine or water. I highly recommend going to that place if you are deciding to come here in Girona at any time. Yeah, that was a super great place. Had a lot of good like Mediterranean type Spanish fusion kind of food. So yeah, that's definitely the place to go to eat a full-on meal here in Girona. But now actually I'm going to a few of the different Game of Thrones locations. The closest one to me right now is where Arya is, like, it's right around the area where Arya ends up running out of the house with no faces. And then there's also like she watches a play or like a script, and it ends up being something about her mother or something like that. So anyways, I'm gonna go check that out real quick. Okay, so those steps that I was walking to before, here in the, I guess you would call it the Jewish quarter, that is where Arya was sitting down begging money or food or anything like that when she was blind. So it was back like 3 seasons ago. So yeah, super cool to see that. So these stairs are actually the stairs where Jaime Lannister rode up on a horseback where the High Sparrow was at. I don't exactly remember what was happening because it was a couple seasons ago, but that's a super cool thing to see. was actually a throne in there, a fake throne, just like the one in Lokrum Island in Dubrovnik. That's the one I went to before, but it didn't cost to take a photo. But here, I guess it cost €2.50 to take a photo, so whatever. Anyways, I'm going to the next location where I believe there was another scene where Arya was. It's a famous scene that people highly remember, so yeah, I'm gonna go check that out now. So I just had to watch a video in order to re-jog my memory, but this area right here is where Arya watches a play of Robert Baratheon as well as her father Ned. Basically, there's a reenactment in a play where he gets killed and Robert Baratheon gets killed by a boar and all that stuff, and that actually is in this entire plaza. So this is where the stage was, and then this is where the whole plaza was, where everybody was watching, and Arya was actually standing right there. So that's super cool to re-jog your memory and actually be here in real life. Okay, so I just re-jogged my memory again with the other scene that I was just at, where the cathedral is and the steps, the huge steps. That's actually where Jaime Lannister rode up on his horse and everything like that. But there was also a point where Queen Marjorie was actually gonna attest for sins with the High Sparrow at the Sept of Baelor. That's like that whole scene where Jaime and his whole army comes in and asks for Queen Marjorie back, and Lord Tyrell was there as well. So it's a super big scene. So it's super cool to see that in real life. So actually thinking about it, the whole Sept of Baelor and everything like that is obviously in King's Landing, which is mainly actually filmed in Dubrovnik. And I've been to Dubrovnik and seen all the kind of scenes in King's Landing. I actually have a video on that. I'll just link that up here. And actually it's interesting that the Sept of Baelor is actually here in Girona at the main Girona Cathedral. And you know, that whole explosion that happened, like on the inside where the High Sparrow and Marjorie and everybody were, that was actually inside the actual cathedral. So okay, so this is the monastery of Girona, and this is where the inside of the citadel is where it's based. I don't know if it is for the 7th season. It looks a little different, but I know that this is the inside of the citadel, but I don't know exactly where the outside of the citadel is filmed, but I know that this is the inside, so I'm gonna go and check that out real quick. So here is the entrance, if you were wondering to go to the Natural Archaeological Museum of Girona. That's actually on the inside, is where the citadel is actually filmed, but the admission costs like €4.50. So I just thought, I saw it from the glass, maybe I don't have to go inside, so I'm actually probably going to go to the cathedral and try and look inside there and maybe film if possible. So yeah, let's go check that out. Probably going to be done talking about the Game of Thrones stuff. Apologies if you're not a huge Game of Thrones fan, but for me I am, and I thought that people who might be interested in seeing the real locations in person might actually like to watch something like this video. So yeah, anyways, all in all, thinking about Girona and how amazing it is, I think it is honestly one of the more beautiful cities, or I guess little day trips that I've ever done. And it's super cool to actually come to a different Catalonian city, because the only two I've ever been to actually were Barcelona and a little town last year in April called Sitges, which was an amazing little town. Highly recommend it. It only takes an hour south. Anyways, here in Girona for only like 4 or 5 more hours, so yeah, I'm just gonna see as much as I possibly can in that time. guess what you would call it, or biggest rooms, or tallest. It's like one of the biggest actually in all of like Catholic history, and actually I think it's only 3 meters shorter or smaller, whatever the size difference is, than actually the main cathedral. I believe it's St. Paul's Cathedral in the Vatican, so it's super cool. Okay, so this bell ringing right here is actually the bell that when the septibailor actually explodes, that's the bell that lands on the street and kills a pedestrian or whatever. Just thought I'd mention that to you because it's right there. Yeah. So since I last vlogged, I actually went into the main cathedral as well as the other basilica, and then I kind of walked around a little bit and just got to see the old town without using my camera to film everything, and kind of getting an experience of what it feels like to actually be here. And you know, through pictures you would think that it's like it looks nice, but it's not like absolutely stunning. But when you actually are here and you get to see it in person, it's like it actually kind of shocks you how beautiful it is in comparison to, I guess, anywhere else I've been. So yeah, if you're in Barcelona, I would highly recommend coming here to Girona, even for a day trip, much less even making it a part of your vacation. But yeah, if you have an extra day in Barcelona, just make sure that you come here to Girona, because it really is worth it. And then if you think about how many Game of Thrones filming locations are here, it's absolutely insane. It just makes a place like this kind of like one of those places where you would consider it to be a perfect day trip. So yeah, highly recommend to come here. Okay, so last thing on my list for today, before I go back to Barcelona, actually is to walk along the old walls of Girona, and then you get to see the old city and get a cool view. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that now. So walking on the wall usually takes, I would say, from forums I've read and things like that, it takes around 40-45 minutes. If you take your time, it probably would take about an hour. But overall, it's a really beautiful view from all vantage points that you get when you're walking around. And yeah, I would say I would highly recommend it for anyone coming to Girona. So yeah, still walking. I don't know how much time I have left, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Okay, 10 minutes later and I was done with walking on the wall. I'm now gonna go back to the B12 bar because I don't think anything else is open, and plus this is like right in the city center before I actually have to go back to the train station in about an hour and a half. So I'm just gonna get some tapas and maybe a drink, and then I'll see you at the train station. Okay, I have my tickets. Just so you guys know, if you're here in Girona, going to Barcelona or anywhere, there's two options. You can either take like a local bus, or not a bus, a local train that'll go a lot slower, or like a regional one. And then you also have these high-speed ones, which are like either the R trains, which are orange, or the Renfe trains, which are kind of like purple, I guess. And some of them can either be high speed or not, but I guess at the Girona train station, they have two different like separate areas. It's like almost like a terminal, two different terminals. One of them is for high speed, which is platforms 11 through 14, and then the non-high speed, which is platforms 1 through 4. So I was a little confused when I was looking at signs, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure to let you guys know before I forgot.
Gracias.